Eilen Jewell, welcome.
Thank you. So good to be here.
Nice to have you back in Studio B, where sessions are made possible by Sierra Nevada Brewing Company. We appreciate them as well. How about we start with a song?
All right. Sounds good. This is a song from my latest album. The album's called Get Behind the Wheel. And this song is called Crooked River. It's one of mine. I wandered all the way to Crooked River with you burning a hole in my mind. Well, I came down here to try to get better, but it just keeps getting harder all the time. When I finally get myself together, well, I know, yes, I know it'll be sublime. But until then, I'll make my home down by Crooked River, and I'll sleep beneath the shade of the pines. Wash my hands, wash my sins, let me shiver in your ruthless wind. Take me down, take me in, oh, you crooked river. Oh, the loneliness, she's haunted me forever. But I've learned to look her straight in the eye. And when she sneaks up on me down by Crooked River, well, she hardly ever even makes me cry. Wash my hands, wash my sins, let me shiver in your ruthless wind. Take me down, take me in, oh, you crooked river.
Eilen Jewell here in Studio B doing some new music from the new record and Crooked River. Great tune.
Thank you.
From one of the, for me, one of the most recognizable voices in our music. And it's great to have you back in Studio B. Before we talk about the album and stuff, I wish you would introduce the fellows playing with you here today.
All right. We got on drums and backing vocals, we've got Jason Beek here. And on upright bass, we've got Matt Murphy. And on the electric guitar, that's Jerry Miller.
Yeah, the man.
Yeah.
Last time I saw you live, and I'm ashamed to say this, was a few years ago when the old Jam in the Trees Festival at Pisgah Brewing in Black Mountain.
Oh,
I had
yeah.
the privilege of introducing you on stage, and it's funny because the thing I remember most is I walked up to you to talk to you before your set, and I called you by name, and you thanked me for pronouncing your first name right, and I thought, wow. Is that a problem? Is that, I mean, people not know, but
Yeah.
that's a memory I have of you, and then that blistering guitar on stage in the set that followed.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, it's memorable to me when people pronounce my name correctly. Elin is not something that people are familiar with. It's I think it's a Swedish name with a Gaelic spelling, so it's confusing, and it's a lot like a lot of other names. But yeah, but yeah, I appreciate it. So thank you again.
Well, I'm certainly glad that you were able to be here during the time that I'm on the air, so that I could be with you up here. This is your ninth studio album.
That's yeah, I
That's
believe
about
so.
right. Get behind the wheel. Excuse me, and that title, and you can explain as little or as much as you'd like, but that title kind of relates to your life in the past few years, right? I mean,
Yeah, yeah, it's been a rocky past couple of years. The pandemic, obviously.
yeah,
Yeah, and lots of uncertainty, lots of losses of people close to me, and there was a time there for a little bit where I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to tour anymore, what the world would look like when it was time to tour again, if there would even be venues. Plus,
yeah. That was truly a question I think a lot of folks had. Just
yeah,
the unknown of all of that.
yeah, so much unknown, and yeah, but I guess out of the ashes of all of that has been born this new thing, this new collection of songs, and kind of a renewed sense of purpose, I guess you'd say, and hence the title. It's like, kind of get behind the wheel of your own life, get in the driver's seat.
You
And
felt like
go.
before you didn't have total control of the wheel yourself, maybe?
Well, I think there's probably not really such thing as total control,
Well,
but
that's true.
but but I think I was sort of on autopilot, I guess you might say, and I'm less so now. But turns out that's it's pretty hard sometimes. It's kind of awful. There's something to be said for autopilot too.
Well, you've been songwriting for a long time. Do you think that realization or whatever did it free you up in some ways in your songwriting? I know you kind of went off up in the mountains to write the material for this album, and kind of born out of hardship and grief and the unknown, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there was something freeing about sitting in the ashes of everything, and I think I've been feeling kind of more experimental. Like this album, it's a lot like all my others in that it's it's still my voice, it's still my writing, but there's some experimentation. There's more happiness. There's more defiance in these songs than previous ones. My heart is still with the sad songs, of course.
Sure.
Will always be, but just experimenting in joy, defiance, and freedom, and so there's like elements of that now where I don't think there was much of that.
Yeah, you don't get down and just live in all the hardship and all of the the sadness and whatnot, right? I mean,
Right, not entirely. Like there's a song at the end of the album called "The Bitter End," which we've never performed live before. Someday we will. And it says, you have to break before you can bend. You have to start at the bitter end. And I think that's kind of the idea, is that it's the end, but it's also the beginning at the same time, because you can't just sit there and wallow in the ashes. You gotta do something.
Yeah. Talking with Eilen Jewell here in Studio B. Show tonight at the Gray Eagle, 7 o'clock tonight, and then tomorrow you're going to be at the Spring Skunk Fest for a couple of performances. So folks are looking forward to that.